Our next presenter is Robert W. Dickey Sr. of KQB Radio. He is here to present the Outstanding Achievement Award in Television to Eleanor Schano of WQED TV.
How do you condense 50 years into 5 minutes, you know? I got to tell you, it's a real honor to be here tonight to present this award to Eleanor Schano, probably, in my opinion, one of the great achievers in Pittsburgh telecommunications history. When she called me to ask me if I would introduce her tonight, I was overwhelmed. As a matter of fact, I was speechless. Well, I was almost speechless, okay? That is until it came to my mind that among her tenured peers, I'm probably the only one left standing and kicking. Well, almost kicking. Eleanor and I got started in this business at about the same time, and how times have changed in the years since. Words and phrases that we took for granted as acceptable in TV and radio are no longer considered that way in this era of political correctness, and vice versa. In fact, even the phrase politically correct has taken on a different meaning. Back when the two of us got started, being politically correct meant the guy you voted for got elected. And as I recall, we go back far enough that both of us liked Ike. That was the same year, 1952, when Pittsburghers fell in love with this lovely little ingenue, the first TV weathercaster on what was then WDTV, later KDKA-TV. And that same year, 1952, was when Pittsburghers began to I Love Lucy and Desi on CBS TV. It's reported that on her first evening of doing the weather, Eleanor was nervous, just a young lady, and she's had little problems with her eyes. She can't see as well as some. So the producers got a great big cue card, and they wrote out the weather forecast for her. And the weather forecast read as follows: it'll be cloudy, overcast with rain tomorrow here in Pittsburgh. Now, little did any of us know at that time how immortal those words would be. Because today, nearly 50 years later, you'll hear the same damn weather forecast for tomorrow. And you've heard it damn near every day for the past 50 years. Now, there's something else unique about Eleanor. When she did the weather on TV, she did it in a manner that would probably not be at all acceptable today by the politically correct crowd. She would, particularly on those few days when the weather was halfway decent, she'd like to inject little ad-lib, little community service announcements, and maybe throw a little commercial tinge at the same time. For example, in the springtime, when the weather began to warm, she would innocently intone, "It'll be 75 degrees tomorrow, so for you ladies, it's time for you ladies to put those precious fur coats of yours in summer storage at Max Azen's." Now, how long do you think it would be before the animal activists would be jumping out of their thin skins on a comment like that? Or in the fall, weather kind of nice, she'd say, "Now tomorrow will be a beautiful Indian summer day, a good time to get the kids out to the backyard to rake up the leaves and burn them in the backyard with the trash." My God, that would make the group against smog and pollution gasp, literally. And of course, the Indians, oh my Lord, that is, what do we call them today? Oh, we call them the Native Americans would have a fit as well. Or in the summertime. If the weather was nice in the summertime, she would ad-lib nice little liners for community events. Like, "It'll be a warm and wonderful afternoon tomorrow, just great for the St. Smithers Ladies of Charity Strawberry Festival over in Shenley Park, which promises to be a gay outing for one and all. Which, of course, within 24 hours, probably would get that pastor transferred to other duties, likely a chaplain at Western Penn on death row. Well, Eleanor didn't stay in weather the whole time. She finally moved over to other things to become an award-winning first ever Pittsburgh female news reporter at WTA-TV, and a decade later became the area's first ever female TV news anchor on Channel 11. Over the years, she's worked at TV channels 2, 4, 11, 13, 16, 22, and 53. Hell, that's one more number you need to win the Silver Six lottery. You're lucky. Stick with it. How many? Oh, wait a minute though. She also worked in radio. She's worked in Pittsburgh radio, obviously, at KQV. That's what we lovingly refer to as Pittsburgh Special K. She worked at another K station that the calls slip my mind at the moment. And of course, she also rendered service to WJAS. Over the years, the TV news business hasn't been overly kind to female anchors and reporters. Aided and abetted by so-called consultants, these know-it-alls were generally assigned into the local TV stations by their headquarters managements from distant cities. Too often it was the woman co-anchor who was banished to oblivion when the ratings or the revenues declined. In truth, more often than not, it was her male counterpart who should have been diagnosed with that fatal malady, insidious and indigenous to TV news, that of foot and mouth disease. As a result, any number of formerly familiar feminine faces have vanished from the TV screens at just the time when their sense of journalistic perspective was reaching fruition. That wasn't true, though, with Eleanor. Her successful broadcast tenure has spanned nearly 5 decades. Rather than attempting to resist the inevitable vicissitudes of advancing age, she's maximized it with an opportunity to add a new dimension to her already diverse career by providing advice and counsel to senior citizens with her weekly award-winning WQED show, Age-Wise. In addition to that, she accepts more than 100 invitations a year to talk to local organizations, and as a result, she's now known far and wide for her good works on behalf of the older citizens of the Pittsburgh area. And as proof of that, I can prove it, because when I came in tonight with Eleanor and her husband, Judge Jack Feeney, retired Common Pleas Court, the maitre d', the fellow that runs the place, greeted us at the door. "Oh, Eleanor," he gushed, "so thrilled to have you here. You do so much for the people of Pittsburgh. It's an honor, and I'm so pleased that you're here, and it's nice that you brought along your father and your uncle." And Eleanor, I got you a seat. I got you a table. I put you at a table, not too far away from the men's room, because you know how these older gentlemen are. don't you? Just in case. Well, there we are, Jack and Eleanor and I, along with Audrey Richmond. We think we're the oldest people in the room. I'm not sure. I don't want to take a vote. Speaking of family, in spite of her hectic career, Eleanor also finds a lot of time for her truly first priorities, those of homemaker, hostess, mother, and grandmother. She and Jack are the proud parents of 6 adult children and 16 grandchildren. One as recently as what, a week or 10 days ago? Very good. She's still working on it. Looking back over her nearly 50-year career, Eleanor Schano has defined politically correct in its most meaningful context by pioneering new avenues of achievement for women in the television industry. And as such, you, the members of the Pittsburgh Radio and Television Club, have chosen wisely by selecting her as the worthy recipient of your Outstanding Achievement in Broadcast Award for her work in television. In my opinion, a truly politically correct decision. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to present Eleanor Schano.
Bob Dickey, thank you from the bottom of my heart. It is really a pleasure to have you here with us. Bob has been my mentor, my friend, and this is probably the first time in 25 years that Bob Dickey has been out after dark. He and Pat, as you know, are the parents of 12 children, and old habits die very hard. As you so gently reminded everyone in the room, Bob, yes, I indeed have worked at channels 2, 4, 11, 13, 16, 22, and 53. I have always operated on the theory that it is very hard to hit a moving object. Seriously, I'm very proud to have survived in a business that has not treated women very kindly. In fact, when I started in this business, women were invisible, except if we were wearing very short skirts. And then we were referred to as chick, honey, or sometimes even bimbo. Fortunately, that kind of language is not allowed in broadcasting today, is it? No way. Things have changed, but not quickly enough. I really accept this award tonight on behalf of all of the women who have followed me in this wonderful profession. It has been such a magnificent ride for me. I'm often asked when I'm going to retire, and I always have the same answer. Retire from what? I haven't worked a day in my life. I am still as passionate about what I do today as I was almost 50 years ago. But to the women who are following me, you have proven what I knew all along, that women can work side by side with male colleagues. We can work in the trenches, and when given the opportunity, women possess very strong leadership skills. I'm so honored to stand here before you tonight. I feel so much like Tony expressed to you, that to have been born and raised in this town, to have chosen to stay here all these years, and then to be able to stand here in front of my peers, my colleagues, is a truly humbling experience. I will always count tonight among my richest blessings. I want to thank all of you. I want to thank you, my respected colleagues, my friends, and my family. Jack and I do have 6 children. 4 of them live out of town. One daughter just gave birth to her 4th child 2 weeks ago. She can't be here. So it's up to one daughter, Lori, to be here tonight. And Lori, stand up. I have to always point out Lori, because Lori was born within 12 hours of my newscast on Channel 4. I worked on the 6 o'clock news on a Saturday night, and she was born, no, Friday night, and she was born at 2 o'clock the next afternoon. And with her tonight is lovely Lindsay, 17-year-old granddaughter, and lovely Jessica, my other granddaughter. I also want to acknowledge my husband's presence, because Jack Feeney gives me the support, and he gives me the space to continue to follow my bliss, which I do every day. Again, I just want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart, and if I had known it was going to be this good, I would have gotten older sooner. Thank you. Please fake it. I promised Jack that I would keep my remarks short. He has his heart set on these Twinkies.
Thanks.
Oh, I didn't get my award. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Andrew.
Eleanor, you want to take the Twinkies now? I mean, if he wants them, hey. Unless Scott, unless you're planning to take one with the kids.
If we need more Twinkies, we can get more Twinkies.
You have that power.
Never argue with Eleanor Schano.
Congratulations, Eleanor.
It's actually a terrific night. I was looking down, and it's great to see the new home of most of the Pittsburgh Pirates, Allegheny General Hospital. Breaking news, we have word of a recall.
Well, Eleanor, we forgot in the 71st anniversary, that's the first Twinkie ever made.
Yeah, that was...
You can keep those.
The number of Elgin is coming.
But the shelf life is just amazing.
The love that's in this room. I'm telling you.
But we want to thank all of you for coming out tonight and being with the honorees this evening. I think their stories have inspired us, and as I said before, hey, I'd like to be, in 20, 30 years, first of all, still in Pittsburgh, but also I would like to be of that level, and I think tonight's honorees have inspired me to do so. So thank you very much for being out here and supporting these people this evening.
The bar has been set very high, and we congratulate you all. And if you're going to try to race before the ballet, just think of Mr. Rogers.
Good night, everybody.
Articles in. You guys will be on cue on Friday.